And welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to another live Manchester United news and transfer news update show on the channel. I wasn't really going to go live today, and then I thought, you know what, there's so much to talk about from today's match earlier that I kind of like to discuss with you guys. I've actually got a few polls I want to do, but also there has been a lot of news on De Jong and Benjamin Sesko coming out today. And obviously with the De Jong story, if we really take a look back at the De Jong story and all of that, it's obviously, you know, the Man United and English and British sources are saying Man United are confident De Jong will come, and De Jong's privately indicated to Tenong will come. And all the sources from United and England are sort of indicating that De Jong will come. There's all the Spanish sources saying De Jong won't leave, De Jong doesn't want to leave. And all the Spanish sources that were saying De Jong won't leave and De Jong doesn't want to leave Barcelona are now coming out saying that Barcelona have told them that De Jong will leave. We've got three really reliable Spanish sources that have contact with Barcelona and are, you know, get their info from Barcelona saying that De Jong will leave. Barcelona are very, very confident De Jong will leave. And that's why Barcelona want to go for Bernardo Silva. They can't go for Bernardo Silva until De Jong leaves. But it's all these stories about how confident Barcelona are that Frankie De Jong will leave as well. Just read that Barcelona have to pay De Jong any of the 17 million they owe him. This is the situation that's causing problems. Barcelona are being investigated for their treatment of De Jong, and I suspect that he will probably get some of his money, but not all of it. I think that De Jong will get a little bit of his money, but obviously Barcelona are desperate to get rid of De Jong. People are saying, where have I read this news and all of that? What has come out from lots of sources, one being Ferran Martinez, that is rated a tier 1 journalist by the Spanish sources, saying Barcelona trust Frankie De Jong will leave the club eventually this summer. I will go and get that up on my screen because there's actually quite a lot of news to get into. So let me share my screen with you guys. I've also got a poll, and I do want to talk about today's match with you guys later, but this is obviously the first story coming out, and this is obviously what the title of the video is about, that Barcelona trust Frankie De Jong will leave the club eventually this summer. Now, this is a good source, but I'll tell you a really good source. Helena Kundis is a top source for Barcelona news. Now, I'm not too familiar on Barcelona news and Barcelona sources, but Managing Barca, this Twitter account dedicated to Barcelona, it's like the Barcelona's version of United Report, have basically said that Helena Kundis is like like the Laurie Whitwell of Barcelona. She's like a really, really good journalist. And Helena Kundis also came out today and said that Barcelona believe Frankie De Jong will depart the club in the end, and Barcelona have contacted Jorge Mendes to let him know they will soon advance the signing of Bernardo Silva, and the Portuguese acquisition fully depends on the departure of De Jong. Now, we know that Barcelona want De Jong gone because of balancing their wage book and all that. We know that Barcelona want De Jong gone because he's not in the plans, but Barcelona have a third reason to want De Jong gone, and that is so they can obviously pursue the obviously target in Bernardo Silva. And what do they say? Three, third time lucky. 3 reasons that Barcelona want to get rid of De Jong. 1, they need the money. 2, they need to get him off the wage book. And 3, they want to get Bernardo Silva. And those can only happen unless they get rid of De Jong. So this is obviously what came out from Helena Kundis, who was a really, really reliable journalist, top reliable journalist, saying that Barcelona believe Frankie De Jong will depart the club in the end. And this is the news coming out today from Spanish sources. Now, what's positive about this is we've obviously been told Barcelona will leave by English sources, but the English sources and the Spanish sources in this transfer window have absolutely counteracted each other. There's a massive difference in information coming out from the Man United side and the Barcelona side. The Man United side keeps coming out with the same information about De Jong, saying that United haven't given up on De Jong, that De Jong's obviously indicated to Ten Hag privately he would come, because if Man United felt De Jong wasn't going to come, they wouldn't have made a bid for him. You know, Man United and Barcelona have agreed the sale of De Jong. Barcelona have agreed to sell De Jong to Man United for 85 million euros. Man United and Barcelona wouldn't do that unless both of them were confident De Jong would leave. But the problem was you had all the Spanish journalists that Barcelona were briefing coming out saying De Jong won't leave, he'll take a wage cut and all of this. But now the Spanish sources are coming out saying, yeah, Barcelona believe De Jong will leave. So this is why this news is quite important, and this is why this news is quite big in my opinion, is because you've got good sources saying they believe De Jong will leave. Do you think City may swap Silva with Frankie De Jong? It's possible, and if that does happen, oh my god, I think I would actually cry, and there would be the biggest meltdown live stream ever. So now loads of people are going to want it to happen. But I think Barcelona actually want the cash, like the cash they're going to get for Frankie De Jong as well. And Barcelona have agreed that 85 million euro sum with Manchester United as well. De Jong and Fred good. I mean, De Jong, Fred Eriksson could be a really, really nice midfield as well. He could end up at City, but unlikely because it would be a swap and Barcelona want the money. Sesko, here we go. Well, we've got some really big news on Sesko to Manchester United that I will get into a second. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed a lot more about the Sesko situation. And as David Lee says, guys, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated if you smash that like button, you subscribe down below, and you share the video because we've got lots and lots to talk about as well. It's De Jong or bust. We need midfielders badly. Not only De Jong, we need more. We don't just need midfielders though, MD. We need attackers. I'm sorry, did you guys see Anthony Elanga today? I really do like Anthony Elanga. He's a great athlete. He's a great guy. But the drop off from Elanga to Jadon Sancho is mad. So the drop off from Jadon Sancho Elanga is mad. I said it earlier today. I said it's like going from Margot Robbie to Anne Hegarty, going from Sancho to Elanga. They're nowhere near the same. And it makes me really sad because I do really like Elanga, but he ain't good enough. He needs a fucking loan. I think Palestri could do more than Elanga. I think Ahmad could do more than Elanga. And I honestly think that Garnacho could do more than Elanga at this rate because Elanga's just reminding me of a poor man's Daniel James. And we needed Elanga last season because when Rashford was walking around, we needed someone that was actually going to follow Ragnick's instructions and try. And, you know, Elanga has the bare minimum of following the instructions and trying, but I don't think he's good enough yet. Now, I think that there's potential for him to be a good player for United. You know, there is. I think he showed moments, but he needs that loan. He needs time to improve. You know, one injury to Martial, one injury to Sancho, one injury to Rashford, and you're going down to Elanga. And, you know, if Man United want to be a serious club next season, you can't be going all the way down to Elanga. You can't. It's just not good enough. And, you know, with Martial coming off injured and with Sancho being sick and with Martial, Rashford and Sancho all having quite a substantial amount of injuries last season, that's not what we want because Martial always gets injured. Sancho does gets a lot of illnesses and Rashford does get injured and they are quite an injury-prone front three. So this is why we need at least one more attacker in because I think we could struggle with injuries and we don't have the depth to deal with that at all. And also, if you're Ronaldo and you're 37, you don't want to be playing week in, week out with a World Cup ahead. Ronaldo is going to want to be fully rested for the World Cup. He's not going to want to play week in, week out with the World Cup ahead. And that's also another worrying situation as well. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Of course, subscribe and share. City have loads of midfielders. Although if they get rid of Bernardo Silva, they could be shorter. But obviously, they've got Calvin Phillips in as well. De Jong and Eriksen definitely upgrade. This is the thing. Imagine going from Fred and Bruno to De Jong and Eriksen in that midfield. It's a massive improvement. I mean, Eriksen came on, and within 2 minutes of Eriksen coming on, he created 2 big chances. Eriksen was on the pitch 20 minutes. He created the most chances. He had the most influence on the game in the attack, and he was the only player that looked decent alongside Malacia. You know, Fred had a good game, but McTominay and Donny were both goes. That's where De Jong will hang him. If you look at the game today, where were the weak points? McTominay was a weak point, and Elanga were the weak points, and Bruno was a weak point. But we could just switch Bruno out of Eriksen, bish, bash, bosh. The other weak point, Elanga, Anthony. Just get Anthony. Anthony's better than Elanga. The other weak point, McTominay, Frankie de Jong. If you were just the weak points in that game, and you had Frankie de Jong instead of McTominay, and Anthony instead of Elanga, we would have beat Atletico Madrid, and I'll tell you that now. Because Atletico Madrid weren't good. I don't think we were brilliant either, but I don't think Atletico Madrid did enough to really deserve to win that match. Martial missed a sitter, Elanga missed a good chance, Maguire missed a header. You know, you add De Jong and Anthony to that Man United squad that played Atletico Madrid today, and I think we would have won that game 2-3-0. And people will call me crazy, people will call me deluded, but it was those 2 positions where I was like, this is where we're crap. This is where we're crap. We haven't got the depth in attack now that Sancho's injured. While Sancho was brilliant, when he's injured, this Elanga, we don't have the depth. But also that midfield. How have we not signed a midfielder? Midfield was the #1 priority when Matic and Pogba was at the club. We have Matic and Pogba at the club, and midfield was still a #1 priority. Matic and Pogba have left the club. They left the club in bloody May. We've known they will be leaving the club since about January, and Man United haven't got another midfielder in. When midfield was a #1 priority and has been a #1 priority for the last year, when in January you knew that 2 of your midfielders would be leaving the club, how have you not got a midfielder lined up for the first game of next season? Where is the plan? Because now we're playing Brighton with McFred. Ten Hag sort of go into the first game of the season pretty much with the same squad that let Ollie down and let Ragnick down. And it's like, where is the organisation? Garner, Donny, Eriksen tomorrow. That would be really nice. But I think as Donny and Eriksen play 20 minutes, I think we'll only probably see Garner involved tomorrow. I think Garner's more like to stay at Manchester United with the way things are looking as well. And none of the players in the squad today will be in the squad tomorrow. It says Nick. Not even Martinez, who didn't get a minute on the pitch. I hope Martinez will play as well. Elanga was not himself. Hopefully the Martial injury is okay. If we do get any updates on Martial's injury, I will let you know. Last year, Man U in some games played good but could not break teams down like Middlesbrough and Burnley. Yeah, I don't think the performance was bad. I don't think it's as good as what we've seen under Ten Hag, but I don't think we were particularly awful today. But Yes, it 100% is lacking as well. Ragnar said we need at least 10 players. We haven't spent a single cent in the summer transfer window. Let that sink in. This club is a joke, says Drake. And that is, you know what? We have a net spend of about £55 million. Manchester United, that came 6th place after one of their worst ever seasons, has a net spend of £55 million this summer. It's absolutely embarrassing for Manchester United, and it's just not good enough. And people saying Conference League incoming. Honestly, we've got to win the Europa League because I think we're absolutely screwed if we don't. I mean, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City and Spurs, or I think are much stronger teams than us. West Ham have done some good business. I could see West Ham having a good season. Newcastle could have a good season. Villa could have a good season. Leicester aren't in Europe anymore, so they're only going to be focusing on the league, and I think Leicester could have a good season. And if Man United aren't careful, we could end up in 10th. Now, I don't think we're going to finish 10th because I do think we'll get De Jong over the line after the news that De Jong is 100% leaving Barcelona coming out. And I do think we will sign an attacker with Sesko and Antony being the targets. But as it stands right now, if United do not hurry up and get a midfielder or attacker in, and if we neglect that midfield and attacking position, we will struggle to even finish in Europe next season. And that's not because Ten Hag's a bad coach, it's because the players simply aren't good enough and Ten Hag doesn't have the players available to do that. And that's embarrassing as well. All the players left behind tomorrow will play. Ronaldo will play tomorrow, I do know that. I think it will be a Ronaldo, Ahmad and Garnacho front three then, if that's the case as well. I know what's his name? One of the academy players will be getting their unofficial debut for Manchester United tomorrow as well. Malacia, 50 million gem. I mean, Malacia was 12 million. Malacia seems like what gem? I mean, Malacia was less than half the price of Zinchenko. I don't think Zinchenko is a bad player, but Zinchenko was Man City's third choice fullback, didn't play all that lot, and their Arsenal paid 30 mil for him. You know, I think that, well, we've got Malacia, who's looking like an absolute baller for about 11 million. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Tyrone Malacia. I tell you this now, Erik ten Hag's two signings, Tyrone Malacia and Eriksen, were the two best players today. Both of his new signings were absolutely brilliant today as well. De Jong won't leave. Wishful thinking, go get Tielemans and Sangare. Well, it's coming out that De Jong will leave. The news coming out today is that De Jong will leave. Roma 1-0 up against Spurs is news coming in, and Isaac Hansen is the one that will be playing for Manchester United tomorrow, first official game as well. You guys think about the Ronaldo comment, the king is going to play. So I'll try and find the Ronaldo comment, but you've got to love Ronaldo. Ronaldo's been going crazy on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Ronaldo's just been going all out on Instagram, being like, the king will play this, the king will play that. And I think he's just been taking the mick. But Ronaldo actually did confirm himself on Instagram that he will play tomorrow. And I've got a question for you guys. I'm actually going to do a poll in a minute. But let me see if I can actually get up what Ronaldo said on Instagram down below. We've obviously got the training pictures out of Ronaldo playing with the youth, which I think is quite funny. Ronaldo and all the young players playing. So let me show you this picture. I did think it made me laugh. Let me share my screen here. And then let me get a poll up. Because basically, if something happens to one of our attackers, we've only got a few youth options left. Okay. So this is the situation where Man United, okay, if we lose Sancho, if we lose Rashford, if we lose Martial, we've only got a few options left. There's Elanga, there's Pellistri, there's Ahmad, there's Garnacho. Okay, because they are the main attackers. They're the options left as an injury. Which one is the best? The real question now is not about the youth players. Oh, shut up, Alice. It's about which youth players are the best for Manchester United. So this is where the poll's going to come in. I'm going to be doing a poll, and I want you to answer the poll in the chat. So I'm going to give you options of Elanga, Pellistri, Garnacho, can't fucking spell, and Ahmad. And I want you to tell me, out of all the attacking options, who are you picking? Let's say we've got an injury to Martial and Rashford, and we've got a choice of Pellistri, Elanga, Garnacho, and Ahmad of who to start. Who are you picking? Because let me know in the poll. Let me know down below. Tumbleweed, thank you very much for the super chat. Think we still need 3 to 4 players, and that's not including De Jong. I think you're right. I think ideally Manchester United do need about 3 to 4 new players, and I don't think you're wrong at all. I think right now we need a midfielder and we need an attacker. More than anything, we need one midfielder and we also need an attacker. But I also think we need another midfielder and a right back. I think we need a 6. I think we need De Jong. I think we need a right winger. I think we actually need another striker in case Ronaldo leaves. And I think we need a right back. I actually think we need about 5 signings. But I'm at the point where this squad is so thin and I feel like we are so fucked that I will take 2 signings. I will take one midfielder and I will take one attacker because that midfield and attack is starved. But let me keep voting on the poll Because if an injury happens right now, because if right now we haven't got Sesko, we haven't got Anthony, we're faffing around on the price. If an injury happens right now, your options are Elanga, Palestri, Amad, Garnacho. Also comment for Chong. I couldn't fit Chong on the poll, but I think with Chong being 22, he's just that 2 years older than everyone else as well. So there are your options. Now I'm intrigued to see who you guys will say. A lot of people sort of saying Amad, a lot of people saying Palestri, but the least amount of people are saying Elanga, because I think Elanga's had so many chances, and I think if Elanga was good enough, we would have seen it by now. And I think maybe Elanga needs a loan, maybe Elanga's a few years away, but I just think with Elanga, as good as a professional he is he good enough to be a regular start for Manchester United one day? I mean, how do you guys feel about Elanga down below? And also, make sure you vote with the poll and let me know what you think. I do quickly want to get into the Frankie de Jong news. So it came out today from Barcelona sources that Barcelona believe Frankie de Jong will leave the club, and Barcelona want to get Bernardo Silva, but they cannot do that until de Jong leaves. It came out by another Barcelona source that Barcelona trust that de Jong will leave the club this summer. It also came out that Barcelona owe Frankie de Jong 17 million euros in wages, but they're trying to make him accept only 7 million of the 17 million that they owe him. But it's also been said by the Times that Barca's treatment of the player has been closely monitored by the Global Players Union FERPO, and insiders say that they're watching closely, but as the situation happens all the time with clubs, and that it's a failing system. So Barcelona are being watched, but they'll probably get away with it. And Fabrizio Romano did say that Barcelona is strongly interested in Bernardo Silva, but they would need to sell Frankie de Jong before negotiating for Bernardo Silva. So again, you've got Fabrizio Romano confirming that Barcelona, if they want Bernardo Silva, would have to sell Frankie de Jong. But also you've got all these good, reliable Spanish outlets confirming that Barcelona are going to make moves for Bernardo Silva because they're confident Frankie de Jong will leave. I mean, Barcelona have been riding on this transfer window with the confidence de Jong will leave. Well, they're absolutely fact as well. Elanga, good bench player, I agree. Loan Elanga to Team Europa League or Ajax. Maybe we offer Ajax Elanga on loan, potentially, yeah. Ahmad needs to go, sell him with Elanga and Rashford too. They're useless. We can't sell all our attackers. We'd have none left, mate. If we sell Rashford, we're absolutely crap. Like, honestly, we're gonna have to be grateful for Rashford this season. Now, hopefully, we don't get the Rashford of last season, because the Rashford of last season was awful. But we're going to need Rashford badly this season. I know a lot of people don't like Rashford, but he's going to be really crucial to us this season. And I think if there's a manager that's going to get Rashford back on top form, it is Ten Hag, because we don't have many options in attack. So the options we do have, we absolutely need. I think Amad Diallo, I still can't go over the fact that Man United did spend 38 million on Amad Diallo. I like Amad Diallo. I rate Amad Diallo. I think there's a really, really good player in Amad Diallo. But I don't know what possessed United to go and spend 35 million on this man, other than the fact that they messed up Sancho and they're desperately trying to make up for it. Palestri was 6 million, and I wouldn't say there's much difference between Palestri and Amad Diallo when Palestri's 6 million. And this is what I'm worried about with Sesko. Now, I'm going to get into the Sesko news in just a second. I really do like Benjamin Sesko. I think he's a good player. Obviously, when we brought Amad, he'd barely played any first team football. Sesko has. But I don't want United going and paying 40, 50 million on Sesko because we didn't get Anthony, we didn't get Nunes, and we spend all this money on a youth player that's a massive risk, and then having to go out on loan. I want Man United to buy a player that, as much as I like Sesko and as much as I will take Sesko, because I think we do need a player like him, I want Man United to buy a player that I know can just walk into that starting 11 and will be good enough. And with Sesko, I think he's potential to be good enough. I think he can make impact. But you don't, with Benjamin Sesko, it's not crying out, I'm going to walk into that starting 11 and all that. You don't know if he's ready. I think Rashford will come back this season. Elanga is weaker than all the options on the poll. What are the results of the poll looking like, actually? I'm going to have a look, see what you guys are voting. I think a lot of people have been swerving towards voting for, of course, Garnacho. We haven't seen any of Garnacho, and I'm really hoping Garnacho will be involved tomorrow. But, oh, fuck's sake, I've clicked on the wrong video. I'm trying to play my own video to just check the poll, and I've clicked off it. But 33% of you have said that Garnacho is our best option off the bench. 24% have said Elanga. 27% have said Palestri. And only 15% have said Ahmed. So keep voting in that poll. That's very, very interesting. But thank you very much, Tumbleweed, for the super chat. We've added Benny McCarthy to our coaching team. Exactly. I am going to talk about that in a second. I did speak about that in my watch along. I'm not 100% familiar with who Benny McCarthy is, if I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not familiar with who he is. Apparently, he's a striking coach. Cool. And honestly, Rashi just needs to put the ball across the box instead of shooting all the time. It says Jay. I agree. I think Rashford's a good player, but he lacks that intelligence, and I think Rashford can be coached. And apparently United will buy Sesko and loan him back to Salzburg. But the thing is, like, while I like Sesko and stuff, and that's something United probably will do. It's like, why buy a player that you need now because we need an attacker now and loan him right back? It absolutely makes no sense to me. Let me see if I can actually find the Sesko news as well. So it came out today that Manchester United are trying to structure a deal for Benjamin Sesko, which will see them pay in instalments over a number of years, which is something that Manchester United are likely to do. But going more deep into the Benjamin Sesko news and going more deep into what's come out regarding Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United is obviously Fabrizio Romano saying that Manchester United have had contact with RB Salzburg to understand Benjamin Sesko's situation, and United are exploring a deal for him this summer, and that United are in fact really keen on signing Benjamin Sesko, and that is sort of what's come out from Fabrizio Romano. But the thing I really note from what Fabrizio Romano said is Fabrizio Romano's confirmed Man United are really keen on signing Benjamin Sesko, and obviously we know who Fabrizio Romano is. I don't need to tell you who Fabrizio Romano is. But let me highlight this here. Really keen on signing Sesko. Really keen. So we know that Sesko is a genuine Man United target, someone we're genuinely interested in signing. But Romano did also say a large part of it could depend on the Ronaldo situation and what's going to happen with Ronaldo. And honestly, I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen with Ronaldo. I don't think Ronaldo knows what's going to happen. I don't think George Mendes knows what's going to happen. I don't think Man United knows what's going to happen. I don't think anyone knows if Ronaldo's going to say or go. Because if there was a club like Chelsea or Bayern Munich in for Ronaldo, we would have gone by now. But because there's not many clubs in for Ronaldo, it's almost like a waiting game of, is a Champions League club going to make a move for Ronaldo at the end of the window or not? You know, Man United don't know what's going to happen with Ronaldo. They don't know if he's going to go. And this is what puts us in a slightly worrying situation as well. Timmy said that Sesko's not ready. He's probably worse than Elanga. I don't know if he'd be worse. He's got that experience, but I don't think he's 100% ready as well. Sesko doesn't need to be our main striker. Exactly. Sesko would only play here and there. I mean, he's a bit like a Julian Alvarez, I think. But I wish we signed Julian Alvarez. He scored for Man City today. And I just sat there and I just said, I wish Man United signed this guy. I really wanted Julian Alvarez at Manchester United. And I just wish we signed him because I think he would have been such a good addition. I really think he would have been such a good addition. I know that Julian Alvarez again isn't the finished product, but he's, you know, I didn't even turn monetization on this video. I just realized that now. But the thing about Julian Alvarez, what's going on? The thing about Julian Alvarez was he would cost £17 million. Julian Alvarez, £17 million. But when you actually think about that, that's quite good business. You know, I know he was in the Argentinian league, but Ragnick said, look, there's this guy called Julian Alvarez. He can play as a striker, he can play as a left wing, he can play as a right winger. He's in the Argentinian league. I know I'm not going to be the manager next season, but this is a young player that you can develop. Man United went, no, we're not spending 17 million on a player. We're now sitting here with Ten Hag, a manager that really, I think, could have got the best out of a player like Julian Alvarez, crying out for attacking depth. I'll tell you this now, we're going to regret not signing Julian Alvarez, like we're going to regret not having a DM in first game of the season. Because although Brighton have lost Basuma, when we played Brighton, they beat us 4-0. The team that beat us 4-0 right at the start of the season, we are playing again. Okay? Brighton, not that long ago, beat us 4-0. Is it going to be much of a different team? No. The team that Brighton beat 4-0, most of them are going to play against Brighton at Old Trafford tomorrow. And that's when I sit here and go, why didn't we? Why didn't we try and get in this player? Why didn't we try and get in that player? You know, why haven't, because, I don't know. Jong, Garnacho and Palestri up front tomorrow. Palestri's got a slight injury, so I don't think he'll be playing as well. Gil says, I'm really wanting to watch Ronaldo play in the Eric Ten Hag team. He's going to be great, I'm sure. Hopefully. Actually, I've got a bit of news on Palestri today. I've got a little bit of interesting news on Palestri today. And there was, I don't know if it's true, but remember there was the report that Eric Ten Hag had dropped a player for being late to 2 team meetings. And we were like, okay, is that bias? That when the report came out that Eric Ten Hag had dropped a player for being late for 2 team meetings, we're like, it's either Garnacho, Luke Shaw, or Bailly because they were all dropped. But reportedly, it actually might have been Palestri, the player that was dropped, because Palestri played in the first game, played really well, and was never seen since. And I thought, oh, maybe it's because Palestri's made it clear he wants to loan, and Ten Hag's not going to use a player that, you know, wants a loan. But actually, it's coming out that Palestri was the player that was late for a few team meetings, and that's why Palestri wasn't seen much after the first game on tour. But obviously, that's again why Ten Hag wanted to play and involve Palestri today, which I think is an interesting thing. as well. I mean, I will say, the 10 minutes Pelestri was on the pitch, he was quite impressive. I actually thought the 10 minutes that Pelestri was playing, I thought he was better than Elanga. I thought, you know, I don't want to go too hard on Elanga because he's such a young player, but when Elanga was on the pitch, he just didn't do much. Arsenal got it right with Jesus, to be fair. I think they do. I did say, and I did say this once, I said I think Jesus to Arsenal for about £40 million is better business than £80 million Darwin Núñez. I think value for money. Jesus is Premier League proven. I've always thought Jesus is a decent striker that lacked the service, and I do think Jesus will cook in the Premier League. However, I will tell you this about Arsenal. Arsenal always good in pre-season. All the Arsenal fans are saying they're going to come third because they're doing well in pre-season. They beat Chelsea 4-0. They beat Sevilla 6-0. Also remember, Man United beat Liverpool 4-0 in pre-season. Are we saying we're going to get third or second place because we beat Liverpool 4-0 in pre-season? No, we're being realistic. And while Arsenal have a better squad than us, while Arsenal have done some better summer transfer business than us, Arsenal, we know what Arsenal are like when the pressure gets to them. Also, add a few injuries to that Arsenal squad, the Europa League, they're playing twice a week. Let's be honest, Arsenal are a bit like United, but with a bit more squad depth. You know, they're going on and on and on and on and on about how good they are in pre-season and how they're going to win the league and stuff. And it's like, Arsenal fans, you need a reality check. I'm not going to lie, they do. Eriksen will be great for Manchester United this season. I agree, I believe he will be. We are finishing sixth again this season. The other 5 clubs have brought players and we're sitting here doing nothing. I've done much. Shall I read out my Premier League predictions? I'll read out my Premier League predictions to you guys because I actually did do some Premier League predictions today. I'm making a TikTok. In 20th, let me know your predictions down below. In 20th, I said Bournemouth. In 19th, Brentford. In 18th, Forest. So I do want to stay up, but I think we'll go down. 17th, Leeds. 16th, Everton. 15th, Fulham. I think they've done some all right business. However, they did spend 11 million on Andreas Pereira, so I might have to put Fulham lower down. 14th, Wolves. I've gone Palace 13th, but I think Palace, Brighton and Southampton will all finish between 13th and 11th. I couldn't choose where. I think Villa will come 10th. I think Leicester will come 9th. I think Newcastle will come 8th. Right now, I've put Man United 7th. Now, if we get De Jong and Antony in, I think we can push for top 4. I think we'll be 5th or 4th if we get De Jong and Antony in. But as it stands, I've put Man United to come 7th. I've put West Ham to come 6th. I've put Arsenal to come 5th, Chelsea to come 4th, Spurs to come 3rd, Liverpool to come 2nd, and City to win the league. And they were my predictions. And I feel horrid that I've put Man United 7th so far in my Premier League predictions. But it's because one injury to Sancho and you're down to Elanga. You know, we Muck-Fred, we know what you get with Muck-Fred, and Muck-Fred are going to be our starting midfield going into the season. Tenag's a brilliant manager, but you can't work miracle. I put Forest 18th. I think Forest will just go down, unfortunately. But I want to be putting United 3rd or 2nd, or at least in the top 4 in my predictions, and I'm putting us fucking 7th because I think West Ham have got a better team than us at the moment. You know, Brighton 1-5. Trossard scored a hat-trick. I am worried. I mean, how have Brighton been doing in pre-season then? Should we have a look? Shall we have a look at Brighton's pre-season? So where is my screen? So first game of the season is Brighton. Brighton FC. It's so zoomed in. Fucking hell. Brighton FC. So let's have a look at Brighton. So Brighton's pre-season, how's it gone? Okay. So Brighton 0-0 against the Union Saint-Gilloise. 4-1 against Astil Pereira, 2-1 against Reading, lost 1-0 to Brentford. Brentford have had quite a good pre-season, haven't they? And now they play tonight. To be fair, Brighton haven't had the most exciting pre-season. Brighton don't look firing and flair, to be fair. So, you know, although Brighton were very good last season, they did lose Basuma. I mean, let's look at sort of the line. Can I not? I want to look at the lineups that Brighton have been fielding out because it'd be interesting to see how Brighton do today. They're saying they played did Brighton play today? They won 5. Oh, okay. They won 5-1. I thought that's what you were saying. So Brighton did win 5-1 today against Espanyol. But why are they not showing the match score when they've won 5-1? Who actually knows? Donny van der Beek alone is better than Muck-Fred. But I tell you what, Donny van der Beek was very alone in the pivot. I couldn't see him anywhere. Big up JB saying good evening, people. Hope you're all well. Guys, make sure you smash that like button if you have not already. But yeah, I'm just having a look at Brighton. But let's actually have a look at our fixture list, okay? And let's see what teams we play. Okay. Oh, I don't want to look at the Premier League. I want to look at Manchester United. Man United matches. Okay. So we've got Real Vallecano tomorrow. I will be doing a watch along at 4 p.m. for Manchester United versus Real Vallecano. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for that. I will be back live tomorrow. But we play Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool, and Southampton, all before the end of the transfer window. We have 4 games, and to be fair, if you sign someone on deadline day, they're not going to play September 1st. If you sign someone on deadline day, they're not playing September 1st either. So realistically, we have 5 games before the end of the window. 5 games is 15 points. 15 points is a massive thing. There is 15 points up for grabs between now and the end of the transfer window. Okay? And us not having a midfielder in Jong, and us not having an attacker in with Sancho and Martial at risk of injury, they could be the reason we drop points. Because as I said earlier, I believe if Frankie de Jong and Anthony had played today instead of McTominay and Alanga, we would have won that game comfortably 2-3-0. But we're going to be going into Brighton with the same lineup that, you know, we played against Atletico Madrid, if we're being 100% honest, or very similar lineup at least, depending on injuries. And, you know, if that we could easily drop points to Brighton. We could easily drop points to Brentford. We will probably drop points to Liverpool. Southampton always give us a tough game, apart from that 9-0. And Leicester always give you a difficult game. And Leicester are not in Europe as well. So that's 5 points. You know, that's 15 points in 5 games. And, you know, you could drop 5 points there. And that 5 points you drop in the first month of the Premier League season could be the difference between top 4 or not. We could be 5th, 4 points off 4th, with better goal difference, but because we fucked about so long in the transfer window and didn't have our new signings in time, we might have a shit August. We might have a really good October. We might have a really good February, March, April, May. But if we have a shit August and we drop a lot of points in August, it will be because we didn't get the signings in time. And that's what worries me, because Brighton, tough game. Brentford, they'll probably beat us. I won't lie, I don't underestimate them, even though I think they'll get relegated. Liverpool, come on. Liverpool beat us 5-4-0 last season. Southampton give us a difficult game. Leicester are a good side. Arsenal a good side. And that's, you know, we just need to get some signings, and I'm worried. You know, after Arsenal, we've got Crystal Palace, and then we've got Leeds, and we've got a break between Leeds and Man City, which I'm actually so glad for, because I tell you what, I'm worried we're going to be needing a break. And then obviously Everton, Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea, and then the run to the World Cup. And then there's a big break at the World Cup, which I'm not looking forward to. But, I mean, you look at the fixture list and it's Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool, Southampton, Leicester, Arsenal. That's a difficult opening 6 games, and you cannot lie about that as well. We win against Brighton. I think we will because of new manager bounce. I am worried for the Brighton game because I don't think Ten Hag's got all the tools he needs. And in fact, Ten Hag is reportedly very unhappy with the Manchester United board because he feels that, you know, he's quite underprepared for the season because Ten Hag doesn't have all the tools that he needs or wants. And I do feel bad for Ten Hag, but I do think first game of the season, Old Trafford, new manager bounce. I do think, and I am being positive, that, you know, we will win that game. I think there will be that new manager bounce. We'll win that game, and I'm hoping that will be the case. But again, you just don't know. You just don't know with United. I'm hoping the new manager bounce and all of that. We win that game as well. We are doomed with McFred. I mean, honestly, Fred was really good today, but McFred don't work, and we know it. I think the United fans should contribute to buy players because our board is useless. I'm super serious. We will sign the players and manager because honestly, yeah. So I'm at the point. Honestly, if I was a fucking billionaire, if I was a freaking billionaire, I'd just be like, Glazers, here is 100 million euros. Can you just go buy Anthony? It's not your money, it's my money. I know it's a waste of money, but I cannot watch Alanga play. Buy me bloody Anthony. I tell you what, I'd do that if I was a millionaire. We should just make a GoFundMe to fund Man United transfers at this rate. I swear we did that once as a joke, or I swear one club did it where a fan actually opened up a GoFundMe so people could donate towards transfers as well. If Bailly, Eriksen and Sancho played from the start, we would have won easily, says Showcott Khan. I think Maguire and Lindelof were fine. I don't know if Bailly made a difference. I think Eriksen made a difference, and I think definitely Sancho in attack, we would have been more, would have created more and done more in attack. Will you do a Prem predictions video, Alex? On TikTok, I will. I don't know if I'll do one on YouTube. I might do a Prem predictions video on my second YouTube channel, potentially as well. But yeah, 6th West Ham, 5th Chelsea, 4th United, 3rd Arsenal, 2nd Liverpool, 1st Man City. Not even putting Tottenham in there. I mean, that'd be quite funny. I do think West Ham. I think a lot of people are going to sleep on West Ham this season because people are like, West Ham have had 2 good seasons. They're going to fall off. West Ham have kept Rice and made some great signings and have built some momentum. I do think watch out for West Ham this season. I think watch out for West Ham, watch out for Newcastle, and watch out for Leicester this season. A lot of people bigging up Villa, saying Villa are going to do all this because Villa have spent a bit of money. I don't think Gerrard's all that as well. Luckhurst reported that Darren Fletcher will become a permanent coach just now on Twitter via United Plug. Can anyone explain why? Let me have a look at this. Please say this is an April Fool's joke. Honestly, someone's just tweeted we've still not sold Alex Tellers, and he's right. Why that? Oh my god. Oh my god. We really have gone and done that. Let me get this up for you now. Oh my, only Manchester United would, like, why are we, I'm not trying to be rude, but why are we giving Darren Fletcher a bloody job? Like, Darren Fletcher's been given a new permanent coaching role along with technical director position. So he's a permanent coach, and he's the technical director of Manchester United. But why? Seriously, this comment says, oh, why? Like, why? What's the reason for that? Do you think Ten Hag wants him? Do you think it's because Fergie's here and they've got the Scottish link? I mean, if this is what Ten Hag wants, then fine. But do you think Ten Hag really sat there and thought, yeah, my whole plan is to give Darren Fletcher this role? I don't think Ten Hag wants. Rangnick publicly said he doesn't even know what Darren Fletcher does. The fact that Rangnick publicly said no one really knows what Darren Fletcher's role is. Maybe we've done this so Darren Fletcher actually has a role because he just does a bit of everything and no one knows what he does or adds to the club. Now, I like Darren Fletcher, but I just think Man United need to get away from this ex-player bullshit. Get your Michael Edwards in, get your Paul Mitchell in, go and get some proper proven coaches in. Let's not be giving people jobs because it's Mates FC. Let's not be giving people jobs because it's ex-player FC, it's Friends FC. We were Mates FC and Friends FC under Ollie. What did we do under Ollie? We absolutely crashed. We came second, it looked good, but at the end of the day, we absolutely crashed under Ollie. It was unsustainable, and all the cracks showed under Ollie. Friends FC doesn't work. And that's how I feel about giving Darren Fletcher a job. And people might call me harsh, but I just think that's Manchester United being a bloody idiot again as well. Honestly, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Just to remind you guys, I will be live tomorrow. Remember that. For a Manchester United versus, of course, Rayo Vallecano watch along. Now, obviously, I know there'll be a lot of the youth players playing tomorrow, but we will see Ronaldo involved tomorrow. It's been confirmed that Ronaldo will play tomorrow for Manchester United. So I will be doing a watch along. I'll be live at 10 to 4, all the way up until 6 for United versus Rayo Vallecano watch along. And then I will do a match reaction to that. And then I will do, Monday morning is my pre-season review coming out. So I'm going to get a guest on as well. And Monday's video will be like this whole pre-season review as well. Talking about pre-season, talking about expectation for the season, all of that. We're getting a bit of lag and all of that. Same old story. Maguire was done in the first half by pace and gas. I thought Maguire was all right, to be fair, today as well. Remember the phase, money is there. I mean, Richard Arnold came out and said Man United have the money to do loads of stuff this transfer window. So let's not remember that. People saying City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Man U. People saying Fulham, Forest and Bournemouth all to get relegated again as well. Oh my God, I can't believe Fletcher's coming to coach. Think about it. Nicky Butt was an experienced coach and resigned in protest of Murta appointment. That's interesting. That's a good point as well. I love the look of the team today. Just add Benjamin Sesko, Jonathan Davis to attacking line, plus De Jong and Sangare, and they're right back. I mean, look, we need 2 midfielders, we need 2 attackers and a right back. Realistically, we need a player that can play right wing, a player that can play striker, De Jong, and a player that can play DM and a right back. Not that we're going to get 5 players in, but if we can at least get 1 attacker and 1 midfielder in, we won't be totally screwed next season because we are 1 injury away from an absolute catastrophe. And you know what? I can see this happening. Remember that Ollie transfer window? That Ollie first transfer window where we got Dan James, we got Wan-Bissaka and we got Maguire, but we never got Bruno in. I can see United, if it starts being a shit show, buying someone in January. We haven't brought really anyone in January for a while, but I could see Man United making a move for an attacker or midfielder in January. I won't lie. We've been quiet the last few Januaries because I feel like it's going to be one of those windows where we don't give Ten Hag what he wants in the summer. We don't complete our business in the summer, and we're going to have to go out there and spend some money in January. I generally think we'll be buying people in January as well. The board loves their yes man. I mean, look, the Man United board is a yes. Ten Hag isn't a yes man, but the Man United board want yes men as well. You know, Ten Hag's an ambitious man. He's an ambitious coach. And I fully trust that Ten Hag is the right person for the job. I just wish that Man United would update their board. You know, we were sold this kind of lie. Guys, smash that like button. Let's go for 300 likes. But we were absolutely sold this lie at Manchester United. We got, Judge had gone. Woodward had gone, all of that, and I thought, okay. Then there was this whole, oh my God, Rangnick, Paul Mitchell, Ten Hag, and Mitchell van der Gaard all working together. Man United are back. No, Rangnick spoke out against the club. Rangnick gone. Let's now give Fletcher a job. I mean, that's where it's all gone with United as well. But we need a striker, winger, and midfielder. Exactly. I love to look at the team. Just add 5 different players. Like, I just, honestly, we won't win the Europa League with this squad. We might. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to be a brilliant season in the league. But I am kind of counting on the fact that Man United might win the Europa League. I'm counting and really hoping on the fact that Manchester United might win the Europa League. Please, United, win the Europa League. But yeah. Facts, twisted fate. Alice, I agree, but we'll probably be at top 4 race by and spending a January window, probably. If we get De Jong, and if we can get 2-3 more signings, then I think top 4 is possible if we get good with injuries. We can't win anything with this squad. Carabao Cup, we won the Bangkok Century Cup. What are you on about? We won something with this squad as well. Is Frankie coming? Well, apparently Barcelona have told their sources that they are very confident Frankie de Jong will leave, and Barcelona are now starting their pursuit for Bernardo Silva, but they will only be able to get Bernardo Silva in if Frankie de Jong leaves. But Barcelona are very confident Frankie de Jong will leave, so that's why Barcelona are opening their pursuit for Bernardo Silva as well. Let's have a look at this. I'm going to show you something on my screen. This is an interesting thing. You guys are going to want to see this. You can see my bloody knee at the bottom of the screen, but because I'm sitting like an idiot. But Manchester United coaching team for the 22-23 season. Big up the United plug. The United plug must think I'm their biggest fan, but they're actually one of the best pages out there. There's United plug, there's United report, there's Century Devils. They're the 3 that I always get shit from because they, and they actually, they and everything. But big up the United plug, the 2022-23 coaching team at United. Ten Hag, Van der Gaard, McLaren. They are the main coaches. Then you've got Eric Ramsey, the set piece specialist that ranked Manchester United 20th in the Premier League last season for successful set pieces. So what's a great appointment. Darren Fletcher, Friends FC. Benny McCarthy, who's this new coach. Apparently Ronaldo approves of him. Maybe we've brought Benny McCarthy in because we're like, Ronaldo likes him. This is our last chance of getting Ronaldo to stay. We're going to bring in some Blackburn striker. Goalie coach Craig Morphin, Richard Hartis. I didn't even know that. But that is the Manchester United coaching team for next season. At the end of the day, if that's what Ten Hag wants, if that's what Ten Hag's happy with, then I'm not going to complain too much as well. Bangkok Century Cup, greater than the Premier League. I know. I mean, look at Liverpool celebrating their Community Shield when we've got the Bangkok Century Cup. I mean, the Bangkok Century Cup is a cup in a stadium. It's not some shield. I mean, we've won the greatest trophy this season. Like, who needs the Champions League? Who needs the Premier League when you've won the Bangkok Century Cup, they do say. But no, I'm only joking. I'm only mucking about. But, I hope we do win a trophy this season. I hope it's the Europa League, but I will take any trophy. It's been so long since we won a trophy that generally Ten Hag could win the Carabao Cup and we could win it on penalties after beating a team as dead as, I don't know, a really dead team. Bournemouth in the final, and I'd be happy as well. We need Anthony, I agree, but I think he's way too expensive as well. If City come with a swap deal for De Jong, he'd be on that plane already. I'll cry. If De Jong went to City, I'd absolutely cry as well. Frankie's waiting to see if we win our first 3 games so we can decide if we're going to end up in Europa League for another season. Arsenal lost their first 3 games last season and actually ended up having quite a good season and then bottled it and did end up in Europa League. So the first 3 games aren't all that important, and Arsenal proved that because we all thought Arsenal were getting relegated, and they actually, believe it or not, despite bottling the Champions League, had their best season in years as well. I think I cannot wait for that Arsenal All or Nothing documentary because I think watching Arsenal bottle the Champions League, honestly, it was the highlight of my season. Man United was so crap last season that my highlight was watching Arsenal bottle that. It generally was because that's how crap they were. Where will Rashford start in the top 6? What do you mean the top 6? Would Rashford start for any other top 6 sides? Potentially, yeah. I think Rashford would start for Chelsea. I think Chelsea are quite thin on attackers. I think Rashford on the left, Saka on the right, Jesus up top. I think Rashford would potentially start for Arsenal, but I think Martinelli would give him a good run in because considering Rashford's form. Rashford wouldn't start for Spurs. Rashford wouldn't start for Liverpool. And I don't think Rashford would start for City, but I think Rashford would get a lot more minutes than people think for City, because Grealish hasn't been brilliant. They've just sold Sterling, who I think is a bit underrated. They sold Jesus. Alvarez is quite a young player. I think I know people don't really rate Rashford, but I think Rashford would start for Chelsea. I think he would. I think he'd play regularly for Arsenal. I think he would get minutes for City. I don't think he'd be involved much for Spurs or Liverpool, though. But maybe that's just my opinion as well. Smash the like button. Wipe your feet before you come into this house. You sound like my mum as well. Try Rashford at right back. No, let's not try Rashford at right back. I like Rashford, but right back you've got to track back a lot. And Rashford's Mr. Walk. He was Mr. Walk last season. Rashford's best as a left winger. Rashford's best when he's scoring goals. Rashford's best when he's feeling confident, and Rashford's best when he's playing a left winger. If you want the best out of Rashford, get him to score a few goals, make him confident, play some good football, and play him on the left wing. Rashford's not been brilliant in pre-season, but how much better has Rashford looked in pre-season? I mean, let's be honest, Rashford couldn't have looked much worse. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think Rashford was our worst player last season. A lot of people say Maguire, a lot of people say McTominay, but when you actually deep it, I think Rashford was our worst player last season because Elanga was starting over Rashford, and we were all saying that Elanga should be starting over Rashford. That's how bad he was. But let's get some form in Rashford. Let's get him balling, and I think there's a good player in Rashford as well. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed that Manchester United boss Eric Ten Hag has added the appointments of Benny McCarthy to his first team coach. So that's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. United have got a new coach in as well. But I'm not going to comment too much on the new coach you brought in because honestly, I don't know that much about him. I don't. I mean, if anyone knows anything about Benny McCarthy, let me know. But I don't actually know all loads about him. I actually want to get something up on my screen for you guys because I want to talk about a few other stories. I do want to get a little bit more into Sesko and stuff. But I'm trying to see if I can find this funny thing I saw of Ronaldo. Oh, here was a story I wanted to share with you. Basically, call me Alice Talk sharing a bloody screen. But where is it? New, Fabrizio. Manchester United are exploring the possibility of signing Benjamin Sesko this summer, but they're trying to understand what will happen with Cristiano Ronaldo before making a bid. Fair. I think, with Man United want Anthony, Man United want De Jong. Man United are being priced out of Anthony. Man United are still confident they're going to get De Jong, but the whole De Jong situation, I think, is doing everyone's head in. Man United do want Benjamin Sesko. Man United are waiting on Benjamin Sesko because they don't want to go and spend a lot of money on a striker if Ronaldo's going to be there next season. I think United's thought process is if Ronaldo leaves, we need a striker and a right winger. If Ronaldo stays, we've got backup to Martial and we can get a right winger in because we need backup because Elanga can't be that right wing backup. I think that's Man United's thought process. I think they want Sesko. I think they like Sesko. I think Sesko will be half the price if you buy him next summer because RB Salzburg don't want to sell him. So I think that United might see and hope that Ronaldo stays and make a move for Sesko next summer or in January. What's the odds of De Jong coming? I'm still 90% sure this deal will happen. I just think it's going to happen in August, and I think it's going to drag on as well, if I'm being honest. Benny is top goal scorer of South Africa with 31 goals and won the Champions League with Porto. More Champions League than Man City, eh? I tell you that as well. So, yeah, played for under Mourinho, also for Blackburn when he was overrated, and then dropped coach in South Africa. Well, I like the sound of him. Sounds interesting. Apparently Ronaldo likes him, so that's all that matters. Get a coach in for Ronaldo, and he might stay. Palace could have a strong season. I think they will. I think Palace will have a few iffy games at the start of the season. People will write Palace off, and then I think mid-season Palace are the type. I'll tell you what about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace always end up beating Chelsea and Arsenal, and people will write off Crystal Palace. I tell you that now. Scored against United when he was at Porto as well, honestly. But played for South Africa. A clown said Liverpool rules England. Mate, Man City won the league. So Man City would rule England, I guess. But Man United are the biggest club in England, so Man United rule England. Well, actually, if we're being honest, who does rule England? Was it the Queen? Is the Queen a ruler or not? Is it the government? Who even is the government at the time? Because Boris is gone. I don't know. She doesn't pay attention to politics. I couldn't tell. Do we have a government at the moment? Do we actually have a government? Is Boris still there? I've actually just no, fuck politics, back to football. But why are people saying Liverpool rule England? Awful. Garnacho could be backup striker. I mean, he's mostly a winger. Let's actually have a look at Garnacho, though. My Palace always beat City. Yeah, they do. They do. I think the government of England, I think we should just put Ronaldo as government at this rate, because he is the king. Ronaldo said he's the king. But let's actually have a look at Garnacho's stats. So Garnacho. So what was the results of the poll in the end, guys? What was the results of the poll? I need to go back to my YouTube video, and actually I do want to check the poll. So YouTube, your channel, let's have a look at the poll. Don't care about this advert. Garnacho won with 39% of the votes, Palestri second, Alanga third, and no one voted Ahmad here. So Garnacho stats. Let's actually have a look a bit about Garnacho, because you guys think that Garnacho is probably our best option if it comes to injuries to come off the bench, which I think is really interesting. So let's have a little bit of a view of Alejandro Garnacho as well. Did I see Haaland's miss? Well, I didn't. I saw a picture on Twitter saying, I can't believe Haaland missed this. And it was like Haaland by an open goal. And I thought, nah, that's fake. I generally was like, that's fake. Why are people faking the Haaland is that? Then I watched the highlights and was like, Haaland missed that. You know what? It feels so good watching Haaland miss sitters. But I will say this about Haaland. He gets about 100 chances when he plays for the Man City, and he will score goals. But watching Haaland and Nunes missed a load of sitters, still scores a goal for Liverpool. You get the same with Haaland. They will score goals, but it is quite amusing watching them miss sitters. My dream this season is for either Anthony Martial or a 37-year-old Ronaldo to outscore them. If a 37-year-old Ronaldo or Martial can outscore Haaland and Nunes, I'd love it. Garnacho, I say, should get a chance in the first team this coming season. I hope we see Garnacho start tomorrow versus Rayo Vallecano as well. Alvarez did score. I do like Alvarez as well. And Haaland missed 2 major chances. Haaland was not on it today. But Garnacho, let's talk about the guy that you guys think could be the backup option. Alejandro Garnacho just turned 18 at the beginning of the month. He's 1.80 m. Couldn't tell you what that is in feet. He is a left winger. So he would play left winger, not striker. He's got 4 caps and 4 goals, although it is for the under-20s. But he is being called up to the first Argentinian team, and he trains with the first team of Argentina, which shows how much they rate Garnacho. He's obviously been training with the first team of Man United, which shows how much they rate him. Garnacho this is his career stats. Let's look at last season. I see United in the youth academy. So load this. On Transfer Market, it's one of my favourite websites. So Garnacho played in the... Is this last season? Yes, it is. So obviously he played 34 games, 14 goals, 6 assists. But that's not like the best way of kind of explaining it. The EFL Trophy, he played 4 minutes. The Premier League, he played 2 games in 11 minutes. If we actually look at his stats, the FA Youth Cup, in 6 games, he got 7 goals and 3 assists. The FA Youth Cup is sort of the highest level under 18s. And to get 7 goals and 3 assists in that's bloody amazing. 10 goal contributions in 6 games in the FA Youth Cup. Obviously, 2 goals and assists in the under-18 Premier League, 3 goals and assists in the Premier League 2, and obviously 2 goals, 1 assist in UEFA Youth League. Although some of that isn't accurate, but Garnacho is majority a left winger. He can play on the right. So I would like to see Garnacho given a string at left winger as well. In 20 games as a left winger, he's got 12 goals and 3 assists. So it's obviously where his strength is there. I mean, honestly, man, you know. But I think Garnacho is one that we haven't seen. We've seen Ahmad. We've seen Palestri. We've seen what they can do. We haven't seen Garnacho, but he's done quite well for Argentina as well. I don't understand why Ten Hag didn't give Garnacho a game. Maybe because I think the one thing about Garnacho is Jong, Ahmad, and Palestri have all had loans. And Jong, Ahmad, and Palestri that can all play on the wings have all had loans. And I think Ten Hag is thinking, I'm lacking attackers. I need to know if any of these attackers that have gone out on loan might be experienced. Alanga's got experience. Ahmad's got experience to an extent. Palestri got experience and Chong's got experience. Garnacho doesn't have any experience. And I think when the squad is so thin, Ten Hag's looking to see about the more experienced players. And I think because Garnacho's the least experienced is why he wasn't given a chance. However, I do think Garnacho will be involved tomorrow. In fact, I'm confident he will be involved tomorrow. I'm not sure if he'll start, but I think he will be involved tomorrow, most definitely. I'd like to see him involved. It's a shame. He went on tour. He came back to training early, and we never saw him as well. But it'd be nice to see what Garnacho has to offer. Guys, please do hit that like button if you have not already. And of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. If you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and more, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I go live every single evening on the channel, keeping you guys up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and more. Of course, share the video, smash the like button, and all of that. And I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I am going to wrap up the live stream in just a minute, but it was just a little bit of a catch up on Jong, Sesko, the news, and actually just talking about today's game with you. So I do hope you enjoyed the live stream. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe down below if you're new and all of that. Thank you everybody for watching. See you next time and bye.